My name's Duddy, set up builds and stuff. Today I've got a build around the Quiet of One, the brand new exotic auto rifle. We're going to be pairing it up with the Abeyant leaps for infinite woven mail. This combo is absolutely fantastic. We're going to be pairing it up with sustained fire for even more damage reduction and targeting autoloader, so we get reloads and plenty of extra damage. But this build is so strong. You are an absolute tank. While you're an absolute tank, being able to sponge so much damage, we are also going to be able to put out some really nice damage with the Quiet of One. Suspend, destroy, woven mail going on, sustained fire going on, loads of damage resist, and it absolutely deletes everything, and it's really strong for endgame. So stay with me, I'm going to break it all down. So we'll start off with the Quiet of One, command frame, void, 225, special ammo weapon, fires extended range, heavy caliber projectiles at a reduced rate of fire, deals increased precision damage when aiming down the sights. It's also got the perk on there, Fanatical Lance, rapid final blows cause targets to explode into a pool of radiolarian fluid. You can also hip fire, which launches multiple projectiles at once, it does devastating blasts, and then subsistence, retrofit at the moment, that's what I've got on there, so we're going to get refills. But just a little combo that I found really good was the Abeyant leaps and Drenger's lash. It improves your Drenger's lash, projectiles track targets more aggressively and travel further, gain woven mail when you suspend a target. So you can suspend a target with your Drenger's lash or a shackle grenade, and every time you use one of these abilities and suspend something, you're going to get a 45% damage reduction from woven mail. But we could go a little bit further with some of the seasonal artifact perks. You'll see there I've got woven mail going on, 45% damage reduction, and you'll also see I've got resist times 3, which is another 40% damage reduction, which is sustained fire, continuously damaging combatants with an auto rifle grants you damage resistance. So you're an absolute tank with this build because you've always got woven mail going on pretty much all of the time. So 45% damage reduction. Sustained fire, another 40% damage reduction, so you're an absolute unit with this build. Very strong, very hard to kill. Targeting autoloader is another seasonal artifact perk. While you have an auto rifle equipped, defeating combatants, reload your equipped weapon and temporarily increases weapon damage. This stacks all the way up to 25%. I've covered this quite a lot over the last couple of days. 25% damage, just for free basically, and it stacks all the way up, like I said, from 0 to 25%. So add this to it and you're going to get loads of damage with your auto rifle, and you can always run void surges as well. So basically, just by doing what you should do with an auto rifle, landing hits, you're going to get targeting auto loader, and then you're going to get resist from sustained fire plus your woven mail, and you can just suspend things and hip fire things like so. That is the loop of play. Just suspend things, get your woven mail, hip fire, and the Fanatical Lance just absolutely wrecks things. Really good. So it's an absolutely fantastic sort of loop, as long as you suspend something with your Drengers or your shackle grenade, and you can just absolutely rinse things in safety. Loads and loads of damage reduction. Now I'll quickly just skim over some fragments that really help this build. Thread of Mind, defeating suspended targets grants class ability energy. This is absolutely crucial because whenever you defeat your suspended targets, you're just going to get loads and loads of class ability back for your Drenger's Lash to proc your woven mail even more. Thread of Wisdom, defeating suspended targets creates an orb of power. This will drop you obviously an orb of power which you can use for void surges for the gun. And then Thread of Continuity, suspend, unravel and sever effects have an increased duration. I've just got a little clip of all these working together. Just keep an eye on my class ability and my orbs. So basically I only killed 2 or 3 suspended enemies then, and I've pretty much got my class ability back by the time my woven mail runs out. This is why I like to run these fragments, plus you're getting orbs as well. Now adding Banner of War to this build. Now this is where it gets stupid, because every time you defeat a target with a melee attack, finisher or a sword, it's going to raise Banner of War. This is going to keep you and your teammates healed. We all know how good Banner of War is. It's still really good. Now for a sword, I'd recommend Dragon Cult Sickle. This caster frame, I'm really enjoying it this season, and it's got a slice on there. Every time you use your class ability, you're going to sever targets up to 40% damage reduction, even more damage reduction. You're going to outgoing damage from the target up to 40%, plus your woven mail, plus we've got surrounded on here which you can abuse with the Drenger's Lash and the Abeyant leaps. So you can literally suspend things. You can do it at distance or you can get up close and get that surrounded procced. So it's just an absolutely perfect combo, and that will obviously raise your Banner of War because it's a sword. Now One of the other little things I like to run with this build is this fragment here, Thread of Transmutation. While you have Woven Mail, Weapon Final Blurs, create a tangle. So we've always got Woven Mail, we're going to create infinite tangles, put on Threaded Blast, shoot something with, shoot the tangle, with a strand weapon, and it's going to cause big explosions. So that's sort of the build, little loop of play, that's how it works. So I started testing it off in the hardest difficulty Lost Sector just to see how tanky I was, and I was really tanky. And I'm going to be honest here guys, I was actually eating curry and chips. I was smashing in some curry and chips while I was doing this in between. That's how tanky I was. So much damage reduction, things weren't really bothering me. I had that Banner of War going all the time. I was suspending things left, right and centre. I had my sword to sever things, I had my surrounded procced on my sword, and I was able to just suspend and destroy things with the Quiet of One. So, while I was eating curry and chips, I managed to very easily survive many of these Lost Sectors. So then I popped into the Grandmaster, and this is where this build really excels. It is super strong. You'll see on that bottom left, there's all sorts of stuff going on. Banner of War, Woven Mail, I've got the damage resist as well, and again, just to sort of clarify, you do put out some serious damage with the Quiet of One, as we know. I did a Mantle of Battle Harmony build the other day, which was basically all about massive damage. This, I just trade off a bit of damage and just get so much survivability. And in this clip here, you'll see, like, again, if you do these sort of GMs, there's going to be some knights on that top right while I'm doing some damage to this unstoppable target. These knights just constantly spam me, and I've got that much damage reduction going on, I don't even know that they're actually shooting me. So it's just so strong. That's just the Woven Mail, and then you'll see again I get that ×3. I didn't even know they were shooting me. That's how much damage reduction you get. It is absolutely fantastic for damage reduction. A true end game build, survivor. And then again, I'm just going to show you some clips of me destroying stuff now. The loop of play with the Abeyant Leaps and the Drenger's Lash just feels really nice with a Quiet of One. Just suspending things and just doing so much damage. And the other thing that still gets overlooked a little bit with the suspension type of builds is absolutely fantastic for your teammates as well. Just being able to control something for up to 6 seconds with your grapple and your Drenger's Lash. It's just so good, and it's extremely handy for all end game stuff. Things rushing you, suspend, get your Quiet of One out, and say see you later mate, you just get absolutely destroyed. So, quick roundup, an absolutely true S tier survivability build for end game. Loads of damage reduction, loads of damage with the Quiet of One. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave a build card courtesy of my friend Mr. Slayer God over on Twitter. I will also leave a dim link in the video description. Just a quick couple of clips of me destroying stuff while it's suspended. Now, if I may, I just want to talk to you about a build that I did about a month ago on the Warlock with Assassin's Cowl and Synthoceps combination on the exotic class item. When I made this video, Shock and Awe wasn't actually in the game, and this build was already pretty bloody strong. So strong. It's probably the best Warlock build I've run this season. So what I've done is I've updated that dim link versus making the full video again. But here's a quick preview of how good this build is. And again, we didn't have Shock and Awe when I made the original video, but I've updated that dim link, so I highly recommend you check that out because it makes things an absolute joke. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Have a great day.